Can you mimic Asma?
No. Absolutely not. She's, I can't do her. I don't have her voice. And A, and B, she's a very, very dear friend. And she's not a politician. You see, I do mostly politicians. People who seek your vote and who need to be held accountable by you. So let's keep it to that.
Any more questions? Yeah,
I'd love to do Najam if I can, if I could. He's sitting here right in front of me.
I have a question here.
I can't. I mean, for instance, I won't take the name again. I will not take the name, but there's a very famous gentleman who's here at the Literary Festival as well. He's a leading light of many, many things. And he happened to be staying at our friend Lucy and Jilo's house last year when he came to visit Pakistan. So Lucy had invited us to dinner. We arrived at their home. As we were at the front door, the bijli went, obviously, load shedding. So Najam banged on the door, somebody opened the door. So a very modest sort of person opened the door. So he walked in. Kithe ne Lucy bibi, kithe ne Jilo sahab? Ai koi gall hai ki na koi generator, na kuch, na batti baldi koi. Ki gall hai yaar? Tenu data se. I turned around to this gentleman and said, "Oh, hello, how are you? I'm so sorry." I recognized him, but he didn't. And he presumed that he was a servant opening the door. And he does many things like this. He's absent-minded in the extreme.
So
I'll be polite, I'll stay there.
I want to ask a question from here on your other side.
Right side.
On this side? Yeah. You know, in my opinion, the standards that have been set by our politicians are almost the same for the last few decades. Would you like to see them, you know, in a different way? We'd like to see a politician with a better standard that could challenge the people who are writing satire.
I'm sorry, you just lost that. In the beginning, can you just rewind?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, that the standards that our politicians are presenting to the people who are writing satire in Pakistan are almost quite the same for quite some decades. You don't see them, you know, changing their character in a way that is challenging for people who are writing satire in Pakistan. So almost similar kind of attributes that they display that are quite predictable now, you know, irrespective of the party they represent. Would you like to see a better standard raised by these politicians to challenge those who are writing satire in Pakistan? So what is a kind of an ideal politician for you which would challenge you to write something different?
I mean, I think that if it was a sort of somebody very regular, boring, fantastic, accountable, just, judicious, great, except if you have nothing to write about. So I'd rather these guys. So we can carry on writing.
I have a question here.
Sorry? No, never wrote Begum Bhutto's diary.
Because I remember there was something about Murtaza Bhutto once.
Yes, that's right.
Murtaza Bhutto.
Yes, I remember that. I said to it, yes. Mir and Mummy.
Yes, Mir and Mummy. He wrote to her that she grew another foot.
Yes.
She sent him 3 swords.
Yes. I remember that. Thank you for recalling that. Yes.
Ma'am, I have a question here.
Yes?
Here.
Up here.
Up here.
Where? Acha.
My question is that in the program which is based on political satire, it would be an injustice not to mention George Orwell, who wrote beautiful political satire on totalitarian regimes. His 1984 and Animal Farm is mentioned here. What I have seen here in Pakistani political satire is that it is most of the times oriented against personalities and not against ideas. So is there any suggestion to change this trend from personalities oriented satire to the satire which is oriented against ideas?
Well, the satire against ideas you find on the streets and roads of Pakistan where people come out to protest. Public protest and the slogans that people shout at public meetings, in Jalsa, Julus, etc. This is satire of a high order, of a high class, and it is often calling certain ideas into question. آپ نے تو دیکھا ہے کہ جو کئی جلوسوں میں ہم لوگ اکٹھے جب نکلتے تھے، جب خواتین محاذ عمل کے جلوس پہ ہم نکلتے تھے، جو ہم جلوس نعرے لگاتے تھے، اور وہ جو وہاں پولیس مین کھڑے ہوتے تھے، جو ان کی ہمارے ساتھ ایک ہوتی تھی کیمسٹری ہوتی تھی، ریپو ہوتا تھا، اس کے اندر بھی بڑی چیزیں ہوتی تھی. ہم نعرے لگاتے تھے ضیاء الحق کے قوانین کے خلاف، حدود آرڈیننسز کے خلاف. وہ کہتے تھے او پھر وہی 40-12 عورتیں آ گئی نے ہر چوتھے مہینے، وہی 40-12 عورتیں آ جاتی نے، وہ آئی ہوئی نے آج. وہ بھی ہوتا تھا ساتھ. اور پھر جو جب الیکشنز ہوتی ہیں، جب لوگ کسی اور کام کے لیے نکلتے ہیں، وہ آپ کو یاد ہوگا یہ لائرز موومنٹ کے زمانے کے سلوگنز. پھر اس سے پہلے جب بینظیر بھٹو پہلی دفعہ 86 میں آئی پاکستان، تو اس وقت وہ امریکہ کے ساتھ بنا کے آئیں. بڑی انہوں نے کوشش کر کے ایک اپنا اچھا پرو ویسٹ امیج فرام بھٹوز لیفٹزم ٹھیک کر کے آئیں. اور ان کے جلوس کے اندر لوگ لگا امریکہ کا جو یار ہے غدار ہے غدار. تو بی بی نے اپنی ایکسکیوز می ٹرک پہ مڑ کے کہا واٹ واز دیٹ. اور ان کو جب بتایا گیا کہ یہ نعرہ لگ رہا ہے there will be no more these stupid slogans. تو ان چیزوں میں آئیڈیالوجیز کے بارے میں بات یہ obviously ایک عام ہو جاتی ہے کہ یہ this is criticism of a certain mood in a country, of a certain ideology. یا آپس میں جب پی ایم ایل این اور تحریک انصاف کے آپس میں جو تھے آمنے سامنے، اس الیکشن کے دوران میں نے دیکھا جب بات ہو رہی وہ سلوگن لگا رہے ہوتے تھے نواز شریف کے خلاف اور پی ایم ایل این کے خلاف، اور دوسری طرف پاس سے میں کہنے لگی سن دوسری طرف پی ٹی آئی والے لگے ہوتے تھے ٹانگے بڈھی رہ لے اللہ آئے وے بلہ آئے وے بلہ، اس قسم کی بات. پی ایم ایل این والوں کے خلاف وہ نعرے لگا رہے ہوتے تھے. تو اس طرح یہ دس از سیٹائر آف اے ہائی آرڈر، جو کہ لوگ آئیڈیالوجیز کے خلاف وغیرہ لگاتے ہیں. ہم لوگ جب طالبان پروٹیسٹ کرتے تھے، اب تو خیر کوئی ایک جلوس نکال نہیں سکتا طالبان کے خلاف، لیکن 1-2 جلوس جو ہم نے نکالے طالبان کے خلاف، اس میں بھی طالبان ظالمان اسی تمہیں یاد، اس قسم کے بھی سلوگنز لوگ آئیڈیالوجی کے خلاف ہی تو لگاتے ہیں.
Do you think Bilawal will be the next subject for your satire?
Where's that question coming from? I need to see my inquisitor. Where's it coming from? یہ اوپر والی بتی بند کر دیں پلیز. Is Bilawal a subject for a new column? Is that what you said? I hope so. Eventually, I hope so. I'm listening to his voice. I must say he's a very brave young man, and he's saying many of the things that many older politicians and more experienced politicians ought to be saying also. But he's a very, very brave young man, and I wish him safety, security, and maturity.
This brings the session to the end. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for coming.